Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Stellaris. So I was taking a look at things in between videos, and I noticed under my leaders that I have this available scientist. Probably this is the scientist that I abducted from that one planet that is not a spacefaring race yet. So definitely I want to assign this scientist because very high skill level and has Spark of Genius. So out of the different tech that I have that I'm working on right now, I think one of the ones that I want to get done right now would probably be this one. This guy's pretty low skill. And alternatively, I could go for the habitability modifier because this guy just has a lifespan thing. I'll go here for now, and we'll grab this scientist. Big skill level. Gives me a big bonus here for that research. I think what I am also going to do is swap out this scientist, as it does have a more research-oriented trait here that I want to have this person accumulating research experience. Now, otherwise, let's take a look at my science ships. I do have some high skill but older scientists on my ships. Like this guy here. I might want to switch out. So, click that. We get the low skill level scientist. And that will boost up his skill quickly, as surveying tends to do that. And then what we'll do is we'll grab the high skill level older scientist that has the lifespan modifier and throw them in there. That does mean that I have a scientist not doing anything. And I may think about building another science ship for the meantime. So if we were to grab, it doesn't really matter which planet. We grab this planet and build ourselves, well, let's do one that's a little bit closer to where we want to be. So we grab this planet and we build ourselves another science ship. But before I do that, I actually probably want to upgrade the ship designer for the science ships because it's probably been a while. For instance, I can use better hyper drive, better engines, better sensors, and the science lab we can't upgrade. And as a result, we're also going to have to upgrade power generation as we require more. All right, and grab one of these. Okay, maybe not that much power is needed. There we go. So, there's the new ship design. We'll go ahead and save that. And we'll build ourselves a new... It was a science ship, right? I didn't click on the wrong thing, did I? I might have clicked on... Yeah, okay. Good. All right, so I was going to build it here and build myself a science ship. There we go. And then when that is complete, we can go ahead and assign a scientist there. Now, I also have another issue with 50%, and there's that scientist immediately gaining skill level, so that was a good choice. I also have a problem here with the this faction. After the war, I gained 3 planets that have more of this population, and I'm going to assume that's part of the reason why we have an uptick in support here. Now, I have a number of options here. Most of them require some element or some level of influence. But I'm actually curious to see what happens when this faction ramps up. But one thing I can also do is go into the sector that these guys are in and set them up for a military focus. Now, the reason I'm doing that is so that we'll have more stations and things built. Speaking of which... Oh, I'm building military focus here because of the Neo-Tester problem. I think we'll fix that back, put that back on financial focus as they are a little bit short there. All right. So did we already have the one science vessel pop out? I think we did. So let's assign it a leader, which is going to be the one scientist that isn't doing anything. Wait a second. Did I not? Do I have extra scientists? I'm confused here. I must have been sitting on scientists that I wasn't aware of. That's unfortunate, but we can get that research bonus up there. So we have yet another scientist that isn't doing anything, huh? Well, let me take a look at what scientists we have. This guy's nice and young. I probably don't want to fire him, because we are going to have some deaths. Is that the only guy that... Okay, this guy here. I'm going to fire, because he's 45. This doesn't come up all that often, and he's got a low skill level. So I'm going to fire him. Dismiss. And we'll assign this guy instead. Alright, so I don't know why I had extra... more scientists than I thought I did. Now that guy, you know, it wasn't really, in my opinion, that big of a loss. Because he was a little bit older, he only had 1 skill level. We can replace him relatively easily. Okay, so let's grab this scientist and have them... We've got planets to survey in our new space, so I might as well send that along on a mission to do that. So how about you come up here and survey this system? Okay. Let's speed things up. Let's take a look at some of our planets here. Any of them needing upgrades or anything like that? Well, here we have a population point that's going to pop out on something that we don't have a structure for. But we can wait on that. Over here we can upgrade this. Did upgrade that, right? No, I didn't. All right. We can upgrade here. Now this population point's going to migrate, so I don't know if building a structure there is really going to do me any good. But what I can do is I can switch it around so that you're actually working science that I want. Because I am behind here. And we have one more planet, which does require some upgrades. It looks like this is going to get built first. We could cancel that. Cancel. And then upgrade. Okay. I'm a little low on influence, but that's okay for now. Let's go ahead and continue. We're going to have my battleships popping up soon. Okay, so we have a construction ship and a science ship needing things to do. How about you pop over here and do this survey? And construction ship. I also have this in my space now, too. How about the one science ship that I just got added on? How about instead you come over here and survey this system? It's going to take you a while to get there. You know what? Actually, I do have one of my science ships having warp drive. Let me figure out which one that is. At least I could have swore one of these science ships had... Yeah, this one. How about you pop over here and survey this system instead? And then you, guy that I just rerouted, come up here and survey this system. That works for me. And then the construction ship is where? You're over here. Alright, just keeping an eye on things. This is in our space, so go ahead and build a research station there. And then I think I'm done with this part of space, so I'm going to want to come up here and get some of the resources that I have yet to take advantage of here because of border expansion. Alright. Let's continue with that. And I think we're getting close to the point I'm going to want to expand my borders. So let's take a look at some planets that may be good here. So we've got Continental World.
Construction complete.
Which we can use the Neo-Testors to do. As a matter of fact, what are the Siragog like? What type of planet do they like? I actually don't know. We'll take a look at them. They like Arctic. All right. And we did have somebody die, a governor. All right. Well, I need to hire more governors. I don't really have the influence to hire 2, but I can hire 1. I think I'm going to bank the experience for now. And speaking of... Okay. We're fine there. Alright. So I'm going to go a little bit slower here just so I can monitor things.
Construction complete.
Alright. So out of these, this Arctic world here looks pretty nice. Let's take a look at it. This is the Arctic world. And pretty good resources. I think this would be a good place to go. It'd expand the borders. We also have continental worlds. Now, the one thing I'm worried about with the continental worlds is spreading out the Neo-Testors too much because they're getting really militant. All right, so we need to move Siragog population. Now, I do have some of them on planets because of migration, like here. I have one on Ugrim here. Now, the problem is, though, that they're kind of a hostile population right now because of the sabotage events that are going on. So do we want to expand with a population that could be hostile to me? I'm not sure what the right answer for that is. Now, part of me wants to allow this faction to get out of control just to see what happens. To see if we have some kind of revolt that we have to put down or what have you. Alright, so if we were to grab a population, it'd probably be here. What are your... You're a xenophile pacifist. Okay. Do we have any other... You guys like tropical, right? Yeah. Now, I could also genetically modify a race to suit whatever world I want it to, but... Alright, so these guys are going to leave. And they are xenophile militarists, so the opposite of the other Siragog population. Alright, so if we were to go here and build a colony ship, we would have these guys as a choice. I also have xenophile materialist, which honestly goes more along with my particular race's ethics, so we'll grab these guys. As a matter of fact, this is exactly what I am. And they are Arctic. Okay, so we'll grab these guys. They'll be a little bit happier with me in any case. Alright, so let's continue here. And we do have one colony ship that I'm working on, and we'll be sending it probably over here. But there may be other Arctic worlds that I would want to colonize. For instance, what do we have over here? Continental worlds. Tropical world. So that would be good for the Pecovans if I ever do survey that. Alright. Level up. Got Arctic world here, but it's size 9. Continental world, size 12. Alright. So mostly I think I'm going to colonize over here when that gets built. Now, do we have any Neo-Testors on this planet? We will have Neo-Testors on this planet. Is that a migration thing? Because I don't... Oh, I see one Neo-Tester there. I'm just thinking one thing I can do here is I can terraform this planet. We haven't seen how terraforming works. And this is a continental world rather than a ocean world, which is what my race prefers. And most of this population is prefers, well, ocean, except for the Neo-Testors and the Pagovans who like tropical. Now, I don't remember how tropical is on the wheel of habitability, so we might piss off some of the Pagovans on that planet. But I don't really have a free construction ship to do that, but I definitely want to do it just to see how it works. Where is that construction ship? Okay, so it's going to be done soon. I do have a lot of resources here that are important. So why don't I build another construction ship? It's no big deal. As a matter of fact, we'll build it in the system that needs one. So we'll build a construction ship. And while I'm at it, I might as well upgrade the construction ships as well, because that is something that's been a while that I haven't done that. All right. And they do need a little bit more power. So let's grab this. And what did we need? This. There we go. Save that design. Okay. And then go back here and build me a construction ship. All right. And one battleship should be out. Let's take a look at
System survey
that.
complete.
So this one ship by itself
complete.
is worth 1,200, more than 1,200 power. Okay. We do have a survey done. And you are a construction ship. So why don't you come in here, survey this system, and then the construction ship. It looks like here is where we want to do. We're still working on the survey. So why don't you just move there for now. And then we'll see when the survey's done what we need.
Construction complete.
Okay. We have another construction ship. I'm going to assume that's this one over here. Yep. All right. I don't see anything else that I need to do over in this part of space. So let's hop over here and start building mining stations. It's going to take them a while to get there because they have to jump around, but they'll get there eventually.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
All right. We have our new construction ship. And I would like you to come in to this planet and build a terraforming station. We'll have to see how that works. Okay. So, things continue to be sabotaged. What is their support right now? 60%. Again, I'm going to let that go. I just want to see what happens, because I have yet to see what happens when a faction builds up enough.
Complete.
Okay, system survey's done. Construction ship that's here. Go ahead and build mining stations. Science ship that's here. I guess I have you go back into surveying because you can't survey up here because of the bad things that might be there. You know what? I could send this fleet to deal with that. So why don't I send that fleet over there, deal with... Wow, that takes them a while to get there. Deal with whatever's over there so that we can maybe expand in the future. And... Science ship. Because you have warp drive, I'm going to have you come here. And then maybe you can jump in there and go around whatever this hostile critter is. Alright.
System survey complete.
It's a void cloud.
Construction complete.
Alright, science ship just finished there. So why don't you come over here, survey that system. Alright. Alright. Let's take a look at that. Now, we know who they are. They're the Galactics. So these guys here are at war with these guys. And I have a feeling these guys are going to wipe out those guys. But I don't know what their alliance is like. So let's take a look at that. And I also want to take a look at these guys, because I don't know if they were an empire that I really knew much about. Well, they don't particularly like me. Let's take a look at them. So, they're spiritualist, yet another one. Wow, they have overwhelming power according to this. So obviously I need to build up my fleet. And they are at war with the Galactic Tycan Dominion, the Union of these guys, and these guys down here. So they're at war with these three. But size-wise, and of course, if we pay attention to this, they may wipe these guys out. Now, they don't have an alliance, so they are fighting all three of these guys by themselves. But again, it looks like... Oh, wait. Hold on. They're a fallen empire. So, the Galactic Tycan Dominion did something to piss off a fallen empire. This is a fallen empire. And they're usually very powerful. So, these guys are gone. Goodbye. We don't know why they went to war. And definitely these guys declared war on those guys. So we'll have to see what happens there. Because we have a fallen empire over here along our borders, but we've never really pissed them off. So I don't know really what sets off the fallen empires, but whatever it is, they did it. Okay. We just finished some construction over here. That's probably the terraforming station. Let's click on that.
Terraforming stations allow the terraformation of the planets they orbit.
Okay, well that's good to know. How do I do that though? So nothing here. Maybe under planet summary. Let's see. Terraform. There we go. Right now, the habitability is very high, but if we terraform it... Ah, we're missing resources. Or are we missing resources, though? We need 3? But we could do Tropical World. All right. Well, I am building mining stations and things that should give me more resources. But while that is going on... Over here, we have more, so we'll just have to wait for that. Trying to see, is there anywhere that we have... This guy isn't quite in our... This is a continental world. Yeah, these are small planets, I remember that. I mean, I do have something to build over here. And we plan on colonizing here, so this area of space will probably expand. So I'll go ahead and send it over there. Build a research station. All right. And you are now parked. So go ahead and jump over here. You do have the reach. I'll have you survey that system. So we can get an idea of what's over here. On my fleet. You know, did I grab the wrong fleet? No, I didn't. Okay. You know, this is kind of a problem where the fact that this is its own kind of branch. Because it's taking this fleet forever to get where it needs to go. As a matter of fact, go back where you were. I have another fleet somewhere. That's a test fleet. Where's this fleet? Oh, they're down there. All right, never mind. You are the closest fleet, so you're going to go over there. Just annoying that we don't have... So this is one of the problems with hyperspace lanes, is I don't have a connection from this bit of my space to this bit of my space, so it takes forever to reroute over here. All right. So science ship's gone in there. Hopefully there's nothing hostile. Nope. And there is an Arctic world, kind of smallish though.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
Alright. Gonna have to tell the science ship to do something. This is a construction ship, so we do need a survey here. Now, this was the capital world of the this race, so I would be very surprised if there's nothing in here, resource-wise, because usually you start with some resources in your home system. Alright, how's the war down here going? Nothing I can tell, but I expect it'll take a little while.
Construction complete.
Alright, some pop-ups came up here. Alright, some of our resources have exceeded their... Oh, okay, that's easily taken care of. Let's just go into the planet tab here. Oh, and speaking of which, I can also hire some governors here. I'm going to leave a couple of spaces open for admirals. I don't feel like we need an admiral right now. Alright, so we've got... Alright, so that gives food production up. Not bad. And then we've got leader experience gain. Alright, this guy's relatively young, and I kind of like that food production. So we'll go ahead and recruit this guy. And then, who else we got as far as leaders? And that's the first non-Testor leader I have hired, I think. Alright, so again, we'll go with this guy here. And that will give us a couple slots open. And then, what I'd like to do is just come to some of these newer colonies that are still expanding. As a matter of fact, why don't you upgrade that? Where's the upgraded? Did I hit replace? I want to hit upgrade. There we go. All right. So this planet is still growing. Why don't I put the food guy here? Alternatively, I could put the food guy here. This is a bigger planet. All right, we'll do that here. Food guy, go there. Smaller planet. Why don't I... All right, what planets do not have governors? My home planet. And then I have a couple other planets that do not have governors. All right, I'm actually thinking about recruiting another governor here, because I actually am close to being able to have every planet covered that I currently control. We've got a guy here, nice and young, intellectual, sounds perfect. Recruit. Okay. Go to test and add in the intellectual guy, which will help research-wise. And then we have one planet that is not having a governor. Is this one, which you can have. All right, so we have a governor on every planet. We don't have governors on every sector, but considering how many sectors we have, that wouldn't be something that we could really do.
System survey complete.
All right, we got another system survey done. All right. Scientists leveling up. All right, the construction ship. Build me. Mining stations. Okay, you. We do not have anything else to survey over here. So once this is done, as a matter of fact, construction ship. Just do what you're doing, whatever. That does give us some terraforming gases, which is something I think we needed. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot else to survey outside of this. I could guess I could have this guy start moving over here. We're going to actually run out of usefulness for our science ships here soon, but it is what it is. And Tess is done building battleships. So my one fleet is at almost 6,000. So why don't I grab the battleships and separate them. All right, let's try that again. Battleships. Where are you? There they are. One. This is a very annoying interface, by the way. I don't know why they're not using the interface that we see in Europa Universalis, because that's a much more user-friendly interface. Okay, so I've grabbed those two guys, and I would like them to join up with the fleet that is down here. There you go. Okay. Then I would like Test to build me two more battleships for now. And then we'll sit on the resources. Oh, another thing I meant to do was go to the planets, the sectors, and start giving some of these guys energy credits. Who needs energy credits? You do. You can have a couple thousand of that. And you are short on minerals, so you can have a couple thousand here. Okay. That gets me in a place where energy and minerals are looking pretty good. All right. Give you a couple of minerals as well. There you go. All right, well, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So we're expanding out the Empire. There's going to be a long period of peace now that we're no longer the president. Right now, the Bothrians are the president, and I don't expect them to go to war with anybody because they're in the middle of my space, and they're pacifists, so that I don't expect any war from them. Then it will be the Space Turtles, which I would expect maybe a war from them. If these guys down here survive the war with the Fallen Empire, which they may not, I expect the Space Turtles to come in here and clean up the guys over here. So we probably will be at war when the next president takes power in a few years here. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.